Good afternoon. To establish a good flow of the event, everyone is reminded to observe the following house rules. Everyone is expected to keep your audio on mute and put your questions or issues that you want to raise in the comment section and kindly wait for the host to acknowledge your concerns. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. The Pathway Completion launch will start in 1 minute. We would like to remind everyone to keep their audio on mute and use the comment section should you have any questions or concerns. Thank you. Let's put ourselves in the loving presence of the Lord as we start our event with an opening prayer to be followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Heavenly Father, we are highly honored and blessed for giving us the opportunity to participate in this event. As we begin our program, may you grace us with eternal wisdom, humility, courage, and strength. May we anchor ourselves in gratitude and draw on your mercy. As vessels of your divine grace, we ask you, Lord, to bless all the speakers and participants of this event. We seek for your guidance as we aim to make this gathering fruitful and meaningful for everyone. May all our words and actions be for your greater glory and honor as we actively participate today. We surrender everything to you. Grant us your protection, provision, and your blessing. Amen.
Kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, ewas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang binirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa gagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo pangaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang ay di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng warhabing pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang higaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SPARTA Pathway Completion Launch. The Data Associate and Data Engineer Pathway and their courses with our host, Ms. Roxy Makasaet, Marketing Component Lead of Project SPARTA.
Good afternoon. A very warm welcome to everyone that has joined us today. And we are so excited to be hosting this launch for you. We are streaming through the Project Sparta PH Facebook page and YouTube channel. So when you get the chance, don't forget to like and share. For today's event, we will know more about 2 of the 6 pathways offered by Project Sparta. In 2021, we launched 3 pathways, namely the Data Analyst, Data Steward, and Analytics Manager. Also through an online event where we learned more about the courses and careers available once you finish your pathways. Before we deep dive into the Data Associate and Data Engineer pathways with Mr. Sherwin Pelayo, let me tell you a little bit about the good governance through data science and decision support systems, also known as GODDESS. This is an ongoing research and development program by the DOST Pashurt. It aims to provide assistance for the development.
Recording in progress.
For the development of appropriate data-driven and evidence-based systems and technologies to address the specific needs of national government agencies, local government units, academic or research institutions, and micro, small, and medium enterprises. So, if you are interested in utilizing your Sparta learnings in the real world, or you just have data related innovations that you feel will benefit our country or your local community, but you seem to hit a roadblock with funding, this is something you may wish to consider. They are currently accepting proposals for its 2022 Capability Development Program, and Sparta scholars can submit under the Goddess Program. However, the deadline is today, February 18 at 5 p.m. But for more information on current and future development, you may visit DOST Pashurd's Facebook page. So now to officially open this event, let's give a virtual round of applause for the Course Development Head of Course Bank, Ms. Benny Rose Ubas.
Thank you, Roxy. Magandang hapon po sa lahat. 2 years ago, on February 24th, Project Sparta was launched. Just 1 year, over 20,000 Filipino scholars have joined us and started with their data science and analytics journey. It's not new to Spartans that at the end of each pathway, one will need to create a capstone project to highlight the learnings from the MOOCs or massive open online courses. It took some time, but the Sparta team has released capstone courses starting with data analyst, followed by data steward and analytics manager. Today, join us once again as we launch data associate and data engineer capstone courses. We've invited an expert, Mr. Sherwin Palayo, the face of the Sparta, as we fondly call him, as is the first face you're going to see upon taking the introductory course. He's going to share with us the relevance of data associate and data engineer pathways in different industries. Allow me to quote Abigail. Hi, Abigail, if you're watching. Abigail is a data associate scholar who, after a brief hiatus after giving birth, is inspired to go back to the workforce and decided to, quote unquote, refresh and level up herself. She said, "To be honest, I'm still not sure what I should focus on and be an expert in for the rest of my life. But with this introduction to analytics, it's been an eye-opener to me how important analytics is." She also mentioned that this pandemic made her realize how health issues create a domino effect of negative consequences that extend to many facets of a person's life. That's why she's inspired to contribute to the health-related field to help our fellow Filipinos. And being a scholar in this initiative is her first step to making it possible. Join Abigail and the rest of now 30,000 scholars in fostering a community of data science and analytics practitioners through Project Sparta. We at Course Bank have come a long way since starting a data science upskilling series in partnership with the Department of Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology Pashurd, and Coursera back then. We are proud to have expanded the program to what you now know as Project Sparta, taking in more partners along the way with Development Academy of the Philippines and Analytics Association of the Philippines. We at Course Bank strive to build and launch more impactful learning programs so that opportunities will be readily available for the Filipino workforce. With this, a warm welcome, and we hope that you take advantage of scholarship opportunities like this. And best of luck in completing your chosen pathways.
Thank you, Benny, for welcoming everyone to today's event. For those that don't know, Course Bank houses not only Sparta, but other massive open online courses. Their contributions to the nation through making education accessible makes us at Project Sparta even more grateful to be partnered with true advocates of education and innovation that are committed to nation building. To get us started with our event, may I ask for your undivided attention to this Data Associate Pathway AVP. So, to tell us more about the Data Associate Pathway, its courses, and career opportunities, please welcome the Executive Director of the Analytics Association of the Philippines, Mr. Sherwin M. Pelayo.
Isang magandang hapon sa ating lahat. Thank you, Roxy, for the introduction. And my God, Benny, the face of Sparta. Oh my God. Well, at least I think that's better than what Roxy called me earlier, right? But if that's what it takes for more of us to be enrolled in Sparta and to finish our just make sure you complete all of your don't send.
I think you've been muted, Sherwin.
No, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me? I'm getting
Yeah,
an error message from Zoom that it
okay.
crashed. Okay. So I think okay, good.
Everything's good
Okay.
now.
All right, okay. Which also I think gives some time for our joiners in Facebook to see that QR code. So that's going to be at least we're going to be in sync now with them. So again, if that's what it takes for you to complete, your pathways, then call me anything you want. So um I'd like for everyone, this really to be a very interactive session. So I'd like for everyone to, get your smartphones and scan the QR code. What it's going to show is another QR code, but that's okay. Just click the heart button just to let me know how many are in Menti right now. For those that are joining us in the live stream, please do scan as well the QR code and just follow us. Follow the prompts in Menti. I know there's going to be a lag between Zoom and Facebook, but I mean, for as long as you're in the Menti site, then you'll be able to join almost at the same time as those that are in Zoom. You can also open a browser on your phone or in your computer. Go to menti.com and enter the code 6956026. Okay, click the heart button on that first page so that I know how many are in. There are about 135 participants in Zoom, around 60 in Facebook. We have 60 who has clicked that heart button. Let's give it around, around 70, and then we can start with this. Okay. I hope everyone is, keeping safe during this times. NCR is at level 2, but we should still need to have take those precautions. We cannot know. I mean, even if there's data, we can only predict so much, right? All right. Okay. So we have 78. That's good. So let's go in and just follow your browser screen in Menti. So first question, who here is enrolled in Project Sparta? Okay, we have a job to do to have that 10, 13 that's not yet enrolled in Sparta. Okay, so there's about 75% um that are enrolled in Sparta. Good. Hopefully the 18 the 25 percent, after this will get you convinced to join Sparta. If you do have questions about Project Sparta, that would help you decide to join Sparta, let us know in the end during the Q&A session. Okay, next question. These are the five analytics job families in project no in that can do end to end analytics role. Anyone and everyone who have completed SP 101 should know about this already, and this have corresponding pathways in Sparta. So the question for everyone is, for especially for those who are enrolled in Sparta, which pathway are you taking right now? Okay. And of course, those who are not yet enrolled, you can answer that not yet sure, not yet enrolled. Oh, wow, good. Okay, so since this is really meant to introduce the pathway completion for data associates, we have a lot of data associate learners in this webinar. That's good. Okay, so we have data engineers as well, then followed by data scientists, data stewards, data analysts, and analytics managers. Okay, that's great. Okay. Okay. Um, would you be interested in some competitive learning? Okay, I have 6 questions for everyone. This is kind of a quiz. Okay, so I'll be flashing some questions, and then basically just select the right answer. So it's a multiple choice question. Okay, make sure that you kind of entered your name there so we could know that that's you. Prize bragging rights. Okay, so let's just wait for others to join. So answer the fastest and you'll get higher points. Okay, let's start. Okay, of course, for those who are enrolled, you'll have an advantage. But I do hope that you still remember all of the things that we've learned in SP 101. If not, we'll take back your certificate. Okay, let's do that. Question number 1. Who helps organizations make better decisions on a specific functional domain? Is it the steward, the engineer, the scientist, the analyst, or the manager? 38 got it correctly. So it's the data analyst who helps organizations make better decisions on a specific functional domain. Okay. Question number 2. Who develops the data infrastructures that loads data from the systems, the sources to the centralized data repositories? A lot of you got it correctly. So the data engineers are the ones who do this, right? Okay. Question number 3. So basically, these are really just about the job roles. Who ensures the availability and ethical use of high quality data? 49 got it correctly. Okay, remember the data steward is a very important role. They are the police of your data, the librarians of your data. You won't be able to get any data if you cannot explain to your data steward what you're going to use that data for. Okay, so think of the data steward as your data security and privacy officer. Okay, next. Is question number 4.
Hi, Sherwin. We just
Just
wanted to
no, no.
ask: is
Go ahead.
is
Sorry.
your are you really is the presentation really supposed to just be stuck on the QR code, or was it supposed to be moving?
No, it's moving now.
Okay, because for some of us, it's stuck still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but we have, say, this number of people who's being able to answer. um is there a prompt in Menti saying that go to slide or something, or refresh? Is there a prompt there showing
Um,
that?
no, there seems to be like for me, it's still just on
Okay,
the QR code. Yeah.
let's see. Probably a Menti error. Okay. But we're still seeing here at least, at least many are participating. So
Yeah.
we'll check on that. Yeah. Okay. So deriving insights from quantitative and qualitative data, 58 got it correctly. You'll have the data scientist who do that. Okay. But Roxy, sorry, what are you seeing in Zoom right now?
It's just the screen with the QR code. It hasn't moved.
The one that I'm showing right now, the one that I'm presenting.
Yeah, it says pathway completion and then just the QR code beside it. That's
Oh, wow. Okay. But when you join Menti in your browser, where is it right now?
well, mine seems to be moving, but
Okay,
a
got it.
lot of the team
Hold on.
members are saying that it's not.
Okay, let me just stop sharing again. Let me just share my screen again. Uh, okay, there. What are you seeing right now?
Oh, there. We can see the results of your last question. Who derives
All
new
right.
insights from?
Okay. Sorry about that. So it appears when Zoom crashed on me.
Yeah, but good job,
That,
everyone, for
all right.
participating in the chat box.
Oh, yeah, and I think there's also I mean those in Facebook, for as long as they're looking at the browser and not on the live stream, they're able to follow. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Okay, hold on. Let's go to question number 5. Okay. So who ensures the successful delivery of analytics projects? That's the only remaining option out of the 5. That's the fifth question. Okay, so when you talk about project delivery, it's always going to be your analytics managers. Okay, last question. Mhm. This is the last question. Which of these roles can I build a career on if I take the data associate pathway? So if you're taking the data associate pathway, which of these roles can you build your career on? And the answer is everything. The data associate pathway is your starting point, and once you have completed the data associate pathway, you've gained some experience as a data associate, then you could actually go from a data associate to being a data steward, a data engineer, a data scientist, a data analyst, or an analytics manager. Okay, so let's see who gets the bragging rights for this. Take a screenshot. Arvil, why are you joining? Okay, congratulations to Pingu, who is our top in the quiz, followed by Bart 6, Christian, and that's Arvil, right? Okay, so take a screenshot. Comment that
Bragging right.
on Project Sparta, bragging rights to everyone. Congratulations. Okay, let's move to the data associate pathway. Okay, so as we've mentioned, we are happy that we have completed actually the courses for the data associate pathway. Once you complete the data associate pathway, then you can have roles in the industry as what we can call an associate data analyst. Now, the associate data analysts are expected to perform these roles in the organization. So doing some assistance in research, whether you're going to be part of a research firm, an educational institution, then you can definitely now provide assistance in doing research. Data entry and data cleansing is a typical activity of an associate data analyst. And we can see this a lot, especially in business process outsourcing companies. They need associate data analysts to do these types of jobs. Okay. Exploratory data analysis is also an important activity, an important responsibility of an associate data analyst. This is where you see and look whether or not your data is clean enough, it's good enough for further analysis. Okay. If there's anything that is going to be a common role or responsibility of an associate data analyst, it's creating visualizations of data. So data visualization is a key responsibility of an associate data analyst. You might be asked to do some basic programming, especially database programming in SQL, and you'll be also asked to do some documentation on the use of data in an organization. Okay, so these are real jobs. These are real roles that you can take as an associate data analyst when you complete the data associate pathway. And when I say real, this is backed up by discussions with members, company members of the Analytics Association of the Philippines, who said that, if you just teach these subjects or these courses, these topics to anyone, then they'll be happy to get you, to hire you and do any of these roles. Okay, so like I mentioned, data visualization is essentially the world of the data analyst. Okay, and when we say data visualization, it's not really just your charts. It's going to be your capstone, yes, but what the more important thing is that you'll be able to tell a story about the data that you are going to create a visualization on. Okay, so even if it's just a number saying that, hey, these are the 10 most followed Filipino TikTokers, and there's just pictures of them, that's already a story to tell. Okay, the figure on the left was in during the last Tokyo Olympics. The one in the middle, you're not seeing any graphs, charts, or bars here. It's an actual map of Metro Manila. It's supposed to be a GIF, whatever. Okay, you'll be seeing lines moving, but that's another good example of visualization. And on the right, we're very, very familiar with this. Of course, we don't want to see this anymore, but it has been, necessary for us to know the COVID situation in the Philippines. So it's a very good visualization, infographic. It's a very good storytelling tool. Okay, the story that it might be telling is not so good, but it's a, I mean, as far as a storytelling mechanism, it's a good storytelling tool. This is the world of the data analyst. Okay, this is the world that you will be entering as a graduate of the data associate pathway. So these are again are the courses in the data associate pathway. I believe the last one that has been created and that really completed the pathway is the SQL for business users, if I'm not mistaken. But everyone should have gone through SP 101. Hi, I'm your subject matter expert there. Okay, just go through all of this. The essential Excel skills that will help you do the exploratory data analysis, the SQL for business users that's going to help you with, some basic programming, data management fundamentals that will help you in performing roles in data governance and documentation. And of course, the last two, including the capstone, will help you in your data visualization skills. Okay. Um, So these are the your courses that complete the data associate pathway. In closing, what I would also like to tell you is that there is already a parallel initiative being done with the Department of Education. We want to introduce analytics in senior high school. Essentially, the data associate pathway was really meant for senior high school, and actually that's now coming to fruition in terms of an actual pathway in senior high school. So there are discussions now to include those exactly those subjects, as you can see below, in senior high school. This is the STEM curricula in senior high school, but there's also discussion whether we have a totally new path just for analytics. So, well, unfortunately for us, many of us were done with high school. Some of you may have graduated already, so we won't be able to take this. But of course, if you have children who wish to take this path, then soon it's going to be available in our senior high schools. Okay. With that, just a message to end about the data associate pathway. I hope you can enroll now, especially those 25% who haven't enrolled yet, and complete your pathway. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that informative presentation, Sherwin. I hope that his presentation has given those interested in this pathway more insight, more insight in the world of data associates and the encouragement to complete or apply to this pathway. So to give our speaker a little breather, let us pause for a 5-minute break. Welcome back, everyone, and I hope you're all relaxed and ready for further discussions. May I ask again for your undivided attention to this AVP? May we call back again our speaker and the face of Project Sparta, Mr. Sherwin
Ay, God.
Hilario.
All right, thank you once again, Roxy. Okay, let's now talk about the. You don't need to scan the code anymore. Sorry. Let's talk about the data engineer pathway. Okay, full disclosure. I am really biased towards data engineering because I started my analytics career as a data engineer. Okay, and I'm still very proud that the SQL codes and the Unix scripts that I have written, how many years ago? 20 years ago. 20 years ago? 1999. Oh God, that's 20 years ago. Oh my God, yes, 1999. That was Y2K. Oh my God. I was working, in the US at the time for a retail chain store in California. And I mean, there was really just a database back then. It was Informix. And there are no tools right now, the ETL tools, the automated tools that you have right now. So we really had to write pure SQL codes and Unix scripts. But as I'm happy and proud that some of my codes are still being used today. Okay, so that the data engineer pathway is something that I really have a passion about. So when you complete the data engineering pathway, you can expect to be hired by companies and perform the following roles. Your main role is really about building data pipelines. And when we say pipelines, visualize it literally. They are pipes, coming from your data sources to your single data repository, and then going to other databases that might be used by your organization to do the reports. So there's really literally not just one pipe. pero tubo talaga. I mean, there's a lot of pipes that's going on, crisscrossing, and your role as data engineer would have to build that, make sure that they are up and running, make sure that they are optimized, they are clean, walang bara yung mga data pipelines na yon. I mean, because literally that's what we're going what that's what we do as data engineers. Data engineers are, I mean, we are fondly called the data janitors, and I'm proud to be called a data janitor because hey, without clean data, nothing else can be done. Okay, by your data scientist, by your functional analyst, by your entire organization. So I mean, I really love getting my hands dirty and just looking at how bad data is. I take joy in finding bad data and cleaning it. So that's the role, as a data engineer. Data cleansing, database programming. You need to know a lot about SQL, really. So that subject SQL for business users. Make sure that you really understand that. Take it to heart. Regardless of the automated tools that's really prevalent right now. There's a lot in the market. You still need to go back to the basics of SQL to understand how your data flows from the sources to your data warehouse, to your reports. So again, just completing this, you can start completing the pathway. You can start as an associate data engineer, and this is your world. If the world of the data associate, the data analyst, is on visualization, this architecture, this thing of beauty. Sorry, I told you I'm biased. Okay, this is the world of the data engineer. Those arrows that you see, they're just a few, but those are the pipes really that will lead your data from your source systems to your staging environment. If you have completed the course that's tackling extract transform load, ETL, there's going to be a discussion on that. We do design data warehouses, data marts, until it reaches the users in that analytics layer, where all the reporting, the descriptive, predictive, prescriptive, diagnostic analytics are done. This is our domain, this is our world. We need to make sure that this is up and running for the business. We need to ensure that data flows freely, and the data is really clean, from the sources until the end. This is our responsibility as data engineers. And because of that, there's, I believe, 14 or so courses in the data engineer pathway. There's still Excel. You'll see here Excel, Python, SQL. These are really just some of the programming technologies, the tools that you can use for ETL. Exploratory data analysis is something also that data engineers will have to learn as part of data preparation and analysis. You'll go through a lot of subjects on data management fundamentals and data governance. Visualization is also important for a data engineer to know, because of course you need to know whether or not the data that is expected to be in your central repository should be there. So you should be able to do some queries, do some visualizations from your data to make sure that clean data is indeed in your central data repository. So you'll have data visualization and fundamentals. You should be able to help also in doing research, providing researchers with clean data. There's again SQL for data engineering, Python for data engineering. I believe in advanced data engineering, you'll be talking more about architecture as well. The last one is important because you're going to be interacting with data scientists. Okay, so data scientists will have will be the ones asking you, okay, where's my data? Is it in a format that I can start really working on? So you need to know a bit about what they do and what they are expecting from you to provide them so that they can do their work as well. And then, of course, as any pathway, you'll have the capstone. Okay. Now, similar to the data associate subjects, there is now actually an equivalent degree or associate in computer technology certificate in colleges and universities right now. So there's a memorandum order from the Commission on Higher Education authorizing or allowing universities and colleges to offer the associate in computer technology. This is a 2-year course. Okay, and one of the key offerings right now is on data engineering. So you'll see those highlighted in yellow. Those are the same subjects that you are taking in the data engineering pathway. Okay, so with this 2-year associate in computer technology, those who will take it will also be able to get jobs in the market as an associate data engineer. So again, for those who have graduated already, you won't be able to take this anymore. But for those who are still in senior high school, check with your colleges or universities if they are offering this now, and you can actually take this as well, so you can end up with an associate in computer technology. So as you can see from the data associate pathway, now with the data engineering pathway, there are applications and uses of the subjects and the courses that we have created, and they're now going to be soon implemented in senior high school. This associate in computer technology, universities and colleges have started offering this, and there's going to be a 4-year bachelor's of science in data science. Some schools are offering that right now, but for most of the schools, especially the public colleges and universities, they would still have to wait for a memorandum order from CHED so that they can offer it. But we're expecting that it's going to happen by next year. With that, again, just a call to everyone to enroll now, complete your pathway, whether it's a data associate pathway or a data engineer pathway. The message is clear. You'll have job opportunities for you, whatever pathway you chose. And again, that's backed by discussions that we've had with organizations. In fact, they've been asking us, when can you actually produce data associates, data engineers, because we need them badly yesterday. So just take time to complete your pathway the soonest that you can. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you again, Sherwin, for tackling those two pathway presentations. We would like to present you with this certificate of appreciation. And I read the Development Academy of the Philippines presents this certificate of appreciation to Mr. Sherwin M. Pelayo for sharing his time and expertise as resource speaker in the Smarter Philippines through data analytics, research and development, training and adoption, SPARTA, pathway completion launch with the theme The Data Associate and Data Engineer Pathways and Their Courses, held on the 18th of February 2022 via Zoom, signed by Dr. Alan S. Cajes, the Vice President and Sparta Project Lead for the Development Academy of the Philippines. Again, thank you, Sherwin, and I'm sure you have so many of these certificates now.
Well, not
So,
just certificates, jackets, lamps.
well,
Okay, thank you
so
very much. Thank you very much, Roxy. Thank you very much to Project Sparta. Thank you very much to the Development Academy of the Philippines.
but please don't go anywhere. Sherwin, because we are going straight into our question and answer portion. So for this part, may I also call on Mr. Nico Visperas, the Deputy Project Manager for Marketing Partnerships and Events within Project Sparta. Hi, Nico.
Hi, good afternoon, Roxy. And I think I'll be joining because again there might be some questions na directly talaga DAP yung makakasagot. So thank you. Hi,
Yes.
Sir Sherwin, kamusta?
Hello.
So we do have a lot of questions actually. So maybe we can, since Nico is the new one here, para mapahinga naman ang boses ni Sherwin. Let's direct a question for Nico. So Nico, Sparta is expected to run until November of 2022. And we know that some of our scholars are struggling to finish their courses and pathways. What practical advice can you give them to attain their goals? Pang Miss World.
All right, I think the best way that they can do is to dedicate, let's say, 1 or 2 days a week in order for them to finish their respective courses or yung pinakabuong pathways nila. I think that's the best thing to do. Then let's just make sure to be consistent to, take these every week talaga. So that we'll be able to, that you'll be able to finish your respective pathways. Kasi yun din yung na-observe natin with our graduates when we had it in last November na parang ganun sila ka-dedicated. Like, may nakalaan talaga silang number of hours. So let's say you will be dedicating 8 hours a week or kahit maputol-putol siya in a week, okay pa din. So long as you have number of hours na spend in taking the courses in a week and every week. Ayan. Thanks, Roxy.
Okay. So, someone has a question here. Kim Manalaysay, how can I enroll? Is this a classroom type setting held in Zoom or a self-paced module? It's self-paced actually. So you just need to go to Course Bank and apply for the scholarship and you should be able to choose your pathway. So Sherwin, since rested ng boses mo,
Wow.
baka kasi kakanta ka pa mamaya eh. So we know that the data associate pathway is considered as the starter DSA pathway in Sparta. What advice would you give to the graduates of this pathway to make it in this field, especially for those who just recently shifted to a DSA role?
All right. The very good question. So the data associate pathway definitely is your starting point. Um, my suggestion also is, I mean, review SP 101, right? And try now to find what career path you're going to build on top of being a data associate, because that will really tell you what will be your next steps are going to be. um, you'll definitely start first with all of the activities, the roles and responsibilities that I've outlined, mostly really data visualization, which is needed by all organizations. I just saw now an article from, there's no one here from Inquirer, right? An Inquirer showing again a pie chart, all blue shades, but there are no labels. Come on, okay? I will teach them data visualization. Data visualization is an important role responsibility there. But again, just go back to the roles. The expectations. Just to summarize, right? If you're really into programming, start as a data associate, but look into um, gaining more experience in database programming. If you're more inclined really, so this can be a data engineer. If you're really very good in math and statistics, if you're inclined to pursue that, then you can pursue to be a data scientist. Okay, tinkering on data, finding trends and patterns. If you as a data associate really want to make sure that the organization is using data well, ethically, then look at, you don't need to be a technical person, you don't need to know a lot about math and statistics. You just need to know when and how data needs to be used, then go for a data steward role. If you're really into data visualization, generating insights, communicating, the insights to your leadership in your organization, taking the insight from the data scientists and converting them into something that the business will understand. Then be a data analyst. You can be a data analyst in HR, finance, operations, marketing, so you can be a data analyst there. Lastly, if you really want to manage end-to-end analytics projects, you can gain experience on the job, then be an analytics manager. Okay, so it's going to you'll all of us starts as a data associate, but then it's up to you now, to find your strengths, and your inclinations. And I can tell you, whatever strength or whatever inclination you have a place in the analytics world. So choose among those five that you can build your careers on.
I think I think it's very encouraging to hear that, especially, with data science and analytics being something so well for me. I feel like it's something new. It's still quite young here, so it is encouraging that there is room for everyone. You don't have to be like this complete math whiz because
No, right?
personally I'm not. So yeah, I guess it's a good thing that we have Project Sparta as well.
Yeah.
So there's another question from the audience. I think this could be something Nico could answer. So they're currently taking, so it's from Christian Laurio. I'm taking a data scientist pathway, but if I completed the other courses required for another pathway, can I take the pathway completion for that track? And how will he go about it?
Yeah, as I think that is possible that will happen. Let's say, for example, nakuha niya na yung courses. Let's say, for example, for the data associate, kasi mas onte yung courses required on that. So all you need to do is just to communicate to course bank or to Sparta directly to the email so that we'll be able to address it and ma-adjust natin yung kumbaga pag-change ng pathway natin. So parang the same process that we are having sa pathway change natin so that we'll be able to record you doon sa completer na nung mas pathway na mas onti yung required courses. So that is possible and something that we are also looking forward to doon sa mga nag-take ng mga mas mahahabang pathways na medyo maraming courses. Thanks, Roxy.
Just to add on to that, for those, we're seeing a lot of questions about how do I still enroll? What do I need? You can actually go to the course bank or the Sparta website. And also, we have a YouTube channel where all of the past road shows have been recorded. So you can watch again about the process and the steps. That might be helpful for you so that we don't have to go through those questions again here. Sherwin, there's another question here on what do you think are the best qualities that great data associates and data engineers share? Qualities.
Data associate. I would, and not just between data associates and data engineers. I mean, for all in all roles in analytics, I would say there's that um, genuine curiosity about what data can tell us. I'm still fascinated about this. On a single comment on Facebook can actually trigger a lot of activities that can have impact on a nation, for example, right? Whether it's good or bad, a piece of fake news can really affect us,
Yeah.
in a not so good way. But a piece of commendation, something that will just tell you, congratulations or great work as a comment on Facebook, that's going to change. I mean, I might be, idealistic here, but it's going to change lives. So it's that, curiosity about what any piece of data can bring, can do, whether for an individual, for a group of people, for an organization, for a country, for the world. I think that drives me really to stay and do a lot more, in advocating this need to be data driven for the country, actually.
I think there's a question for both of you. Actually, both of you can answer. So, someone said, I know the relevance of the project, but how can I promote it among my family and friends? How can I get them interested in data science and analytics and to understand the contributions that it could have to our society?
I okay. I'd love to answer that. Unfortunately, this particular topic didn't make it to SP 101, but in present in the new presentations that I make, just to introduce analytics, I always tell the story about budgeting. Okay, every family has a budget, right? They week, you budget your parents salaries so that you can do stuff. That is analytics. Actually, budgeting is an analytics exercise. So take whatever you've learned in week 3, no, week 4 of SP 101. Just analyzing, okay, you have fixed budget. My parents use this portion of this budget for this. My siblings use this for this. But how come before the next payday comes, we experience what we call pecha de peligro? How can we prevent that? Find trends and patterns on expenses and income. You can introduce analytics to your family just by applying what you've learned in something that you do on a daily basis as a family. Okay, so that will help them, hopefully that will help entice them to join you, and learn more about analytics.
How about you, Nico? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, from my perspective, I'm seeing it na parang pinaka-highlight sa akin is parang we can use or we can utilize data analytics in decision making. So of course we do decisions and within our family. And aside from that, siguro, of course, some of our family members are already working professionals and they do work in different functions of the organization. And in order for them to come up with such decision, regardless kung nasa ang level sila, they can come up with reasonable and efficient reasons of coming up with decisions if they utilize data science and analytics. Regardless kasi kung anong field so long as you have the data, whether qualitative or quantitative, lalo-lalo lang kung quantitative, talagang makakapag-derive ka ng not only results but as well as insight that you could apply, which could make her work, okay, or make your organization work more efficiently.
Okay, so before I get on to the last few questions, so I'm just kind of scanning through the questions that people have thrown in, and a lot of it, you can actually access it from, again, the website. Also, we have a community, SPARTA community, on Facebook, which Sherwin is very active in. So, pwede kayo magtanong doon and he'll answer.
Sasagutin ko kayo kahit anong language.
Yeah, there was one time when someone said something about data analytics being in Tagalog, I think it was, and then you had to explain, like, if we try to do
That
it.
was fun. That was fun.
So yeah, and please make use of all the different channels that we have made available for your questions, because we have taken the time to answer them. And also, if you can't find it in any of the FAQs or in the Sparta community, in any of the partner pages, feel free to email us and we will respond. So since we're coming around towards the end of the event, I would like to ask, as a last one, there's something here. What is your final message? Kakatakot, no final message. What is your final message for those that are both in the program, hoping to, apply, but then we are still taking applicants. So what are your messages for them? So maybe we can start with Sherwin.
Finish it. If you haven't enrolled, enroll now. If you're enrolled, finish it. I mean, analytics is here. It's going to stay. We're we're in the fourth industrial revolution. We're actually entering the fifth. We're in the digital age. But whatever age or whatever era you call it, data is going to run, this period of time. And all of the new technologies that you're hearing, artificial intelligence, blockchain, drones, autonomous vehicles, smart appliances, they won't work unless there's data that has been mined and refined, extracted from the various sources that will make them work. Okay, without data, these new technologies won't work. So we're in this already. We're kind of drowning in data, and we need, a lot of us, regardless on whether you're really going to pursue a very specific analytics career, or if you're going to be a doctor, a teacher, an engineer, you're still going to be doing analytics. Actually, everyone, if you're not in all roles, like a doctor, engineer, a frontliner, you're actually data analysts. Okay, and you need to have that. Again, just be curious about the data that is being presented in your job. Basically, what I'm saying here is that analytics is here to stay. By the way, in fact, there are discussions with Ched. Remember, in college we have core courses like the math, Rizal, Filipino, philosophy. Analytics is going to be a core course. Okay, that's being planned. It's going to be a core course because it is core. Okay, so whether or not you're going to take whether or not you're going to be a data scientist, getting a degree in data scientist, or you're going to be enrolled, taking a degree in education or literature, analytics will be core. Okay, so with that, it just means that you're already doing what everyone else is going to be doing. So you're in the right field. Take heart that whatever you're learning is important. So just finish it. That's the message I have. Thanks, Roxy.
Alright. Just finish it, guys. Yun ang sinasabi ng face of Sparta, the father of Sparta. So, Nico, your final message.
Yeah, thanks, Roxy. Of course, number one din yun sa akin na you need to finish, no? Sana tapusin ninyo yung inyong mga respective pathways. Then siguro my last message manggagaling sa two perspective. One is, tawag dito, we guys have, sorry, tawag dito, nag-enroll tayo, and yung Sparta courses kasi were actually based or conceptualized din na naka-align siya doon sa APEC analytics competencies, na kung saan it's not only teaching you to be more technical or to be technical, but aside from that, it also teaches you, or these pathways will also teach you on business and organizational skills, yung mga soft skills that which are required, or which can be found in the 21st century skills. So lahat ng ito ay ina-address, no, ng mga Sparta courses and pathways natin. Third, second, sorry, dalawa lang pala, no? Huhugutin ko naman siya sa value proposition natin sa Sparta. Because number one, these pathways would definitely help you sa professional growth ninyo or career development ninyo. And furthermore, makakatulong kayo sa bayan na kung saan, it will promote smarter mechanisms sa lahat ng mga proseso that we have here. And definitely, it will, we will have more data literate workforce na kung saan would really help, no, sa pagkakaroon ng mas magagandang desisyon sa ating bansa right now, and in even our respective organizations. So I hope that you'll be able to finish your respective pathways. And again, it's perfect sa mga not enrolled scholars natin. Ngayon yung pinaka-perfect time now for you to enroll, lalo na yung data associate pathway, kasi you can finish it in just a few months, lalo na there are 6 only required courses that you need to finish. So if I am with you, go now to the website and enroll now. Maraming salamat, Roxy, and Sir Sherwin as well. Thank you.
So again, thanks guys for your messages. And as much as we want to keep going and answering all these questions, we've reached the time. So for more questions and clarifications, you can always send them to the Facebook page. Ako ang sasagot doon. I'm behind that with RV. So you know my face now. Pag hindi ako sumagot, alam niyo na kung sinong hahanapin. Um, to give us some more final notes and acknowledgments, please allow me the pleasure of introducing our next speaker, the Vice President of the Development Academy of the Philippines and SPARTA Project Lead, Dr. Alan S. Cajes.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Roxy. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Mr. Sherwin Pilayo, Executive Director of the Analytics Association of the Philippines, Ms. Benny Rose Ubas, the Force Development Head of the Force Bank, of course, our very own Nico and the SPARTA team members for joining us in launching these two pathways this afternoon. To our institutional partners, especially the DOST issued, SPARTA scholars or Spartans, and other fellow data science and data analytics enthusiasts, our gratitude for finding time to join us in this online event today. This event marks one of the defining moments of SPARTA by showing our achievements in completing two more pathways this year and fruitful collaboration with our project partners. We certainly could not have done this without our combined efforts. And for that, we are all grateful for your unwavering support. Today, we highlight the significance of data associates and data engineers in society, as well as the opportunities that await those who are looking or pursuing these pathways. As discussed by our speakers, both roles have vital significance in the overall management of the data life cycle. To data engineers, your knowledge of programming, machine learning, and statistical models contribute greatly to cleaning up and accessing data or making data accessible so that we can glean insights from those data or from such data. To our data associates, your contribution in the analysis and reporting of data is essential to allow others to easily identify opportunities for actionable insights. In management and leadership, now we can say that decision making is basically based on two ways of making a decision. First is by intuition, and the other one is by data. When you have less experiences because you're still young or new to your organization, data science and analytics will be your competitive advantage. When you are experienced, when you become a more or less a veteran, you will rely more on intuition. But at this age and time, intuition is no longer sufficient in making a decision. You also need to balance it with sound data. So to our scholars, may you be further inspired by these discussions from today. Strive hard to finish your pathways, earn certificates and credentials, and improve your skills as professionals. As you sharpen your skills or overall competencies or gain new knowledge, we are certain that the rewards and future possibilities are promising and bountiful. As Project Sparta continues into its third year, expect that we have still so much more in store for you, such as the upcoming hackathon and open data challenge for our two partner local government units. So we look forward to seeing familiar faces and welcoming smart innovations. Maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta sa Project Sparta at mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you, Sir Alan. Before we end the program, may I ask everyone to fill out the feedback form flashed on your screen? The link is in the Zoom's chat box as well and in the comment section in the Facebook live stream. So just a reminder that this feedback form will only be open for 1 hour, and only those who fill out the feedback form will receive a certificate. So may I now ask everyone to switch on your camera for a quick photo session? RV or Hannah, I think, will be the one in charge of taking the photos.
So everyone, please give your best smile. So we'll take the photo for the first page. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, let's take the second page. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, for the third page. 1, 2, 3, smile. And for the last page. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you.
Thank you so much, RV. So again, thank you to everyone who attended today and to all their speakers and to those who joined us in Zoom, Facebook, and the YouTube live stream. Thank you to our partners from the DOST Presured, Course Bank, and AAP. And thank you to the team who made this event possible. I hope you can all join us for our future events. Once again, I'm Roxy Makasad of the DAP Project Sparta. Thank you, everyone. This has been the Sparta Pathways Completion Launch, the Data Associate and Data Engineer Pathways and their courses.